Hello. Today I wanted to talk about how conscious people are in their lives and the shift in consciousness that we're seeing at the moment, which is another part of the Great Awakening. So, how conscious are you in your life? How can you tell how conscious you are? It's one of those things, and it's quite simple, but at the same time it's quite difficult to kind of tell how conscious you are. It's like if you're fully conscious and there is nothing happening in your reality, so there is nothing in the present moment, like this second now, nothing is happening, then you should be fully in that moment. A good way to kind of get into that sort of moment and that way of thinking is through meditation, but also through changing your mindset. And what do I mean about that when I say that? I will use myself as an example because that's the easiest way I can kind of highlight what I'm saying. Right, so I'm over in Malta and we've just rented a bar. We're going to open a bar. So we're renting this bar and I am in fear. I am worried. I am not in the present moment. I am worried. I'm worried that we're not going to make enough money to make the rent, that we're not going to do this, that this is going to happen and this is going to happen. So I'm not fully in the present moment because in the back of my mind, in my subconscious, I have these worries and concerns. So it's affecting how I'm feeling and how I'm kind of behaving, and I'm worried and anxious, and it's perfectly normal to be like that. If I meditated more, then I probably wouldn't be feeling that way so much. I'd be feeling better. I'd be feeling more optimistic. I'm not pessimistic about it, but I have concerns and I have worries, which is natural. And it's like part of a kind of growth for me to observe my subconscious thoughts and feelings and how they shape my reality and what effects they have on me and that. So you have John, who's like, oh, we're going to make loads of money, it's going to be great, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. And then you have me on the other hand, and I'm like, oh, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that, I'm worried, and you've had the whole COVID-19 thing. So rather than being in the present moment, I can get into the present moment and stop those thoughts, but then they will arise again because I'm worrying and I'm thinking. So those thoughts will rise again and I will have my concerns and my worries, and I will be kind of sucked back down into that lower consciousness. I won't be as conscious of the present moment and everything that has to offer, because I will be in the future worrying about this happening and this happening and this happening. So I'm not really fully in the present moment, so I'm not really fully conscious, because I have my subconscious programming going on in the back of my mind, making me worry, making me kind of question and making me concerned and being in a place of fear. So I'm not in that peaceful vibration. I'm not at peace because I'm being sucked back into this state of fear and this state of worry. And it's affecting my inner peace, which is affecting how I'm feeling, which is affecting, everything and that. And it's like, okay, so how can I stop this from happening? I can choose to be less worried. I can choose to go with the flow more, rather than just be telling myself that this is going to be bad, that this is going to happen and this is going to happen, and worrying about the future and everything like that. I can take each day as it comes. I may wake up, and I do wake up, and I'm like, oh God, not this again, not this same kind of day playing out. But then something will happen and it will shift my focus to something else, and I won't be so focused on my worries and concerns. So I'll be focused on something else. So shifting my focus can help restore the inner peace, and can just help me be more in the present moment, and kind of addressing what is occurring in the present moment, as opposed to addressing something that isn't happening, that may not happen. So if I'm constantly worried and concerned and focusing on things that aren't happening, it's affecting my inner peace. It's affecting my, how I am feeling, my happiness, my state of being, because I'm not there fully present in the present moment. My mind is elsewhere. It's at the back of my mind. It's kind of ticking over in the back of my mind, so I'm not in the present moment as much as I should be, and it's causing me to feel fear. I want to live a life without feeling that fear, without feeling that concern, and without feeling that worry. That's what I want. That's not just what I want for me, that's what I want for everybody, so we can live more peaceful, happy lives, so we don't have these concerns and worries. That's like what I pray for when I'm praying for the future and things like that. I'm praying for everyone to really kind of be able to get into the present moment more and be fully immersed in that moment and find peace and happiness within those moments, rather than kind of half being there but half being somewhere else, and worried and concerned and thinking about this, that and the other, and not having that chatter in the mind. And I know I need to meditate more to stop this from happening. I know I need to do that, but when I try and meditate, I just keep thinking all the time. So I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking. So I'm not fully conscious again. I'm not taking my thoughts into nothing. I'm obviously not very good at meditating at the moment because I haven't practiced. It's a practice. It's something that you do daily. I've listened to people who do meditate and how it affects their lives and how it affects them as a person. I'm a lot calmer than I was because I am a lot more mindful, and I am trying to be in the present moment a lot more rather than reacting, because that's where I've really fallen down. Is I've been reacting to visions, I've been reacting to people, I've just been reacting. I have not stopped, and I have not thought, and I have not kind of stopped myself from reacting. I have just allowed myself to react because I have not been aware that I am reacting all the time. It has not been in my awareness that I have been reacting, so I have just been reacting, and it's had bad consequences. And I've learned from that state of being that if I get visions and stuff like that, not to react to them, because obviously that causes problems in itself. It's caused me lots of problems because I have reacted. Okay, some of them are really overpowering, and it was like really difficult not to react, but it's something that I need to learn, to be more conscious and to be more in the present moment and not all over the place, because that in itself kind of creates this disharmony within you. If you're all over the place, your emotions are kind of up and down and all over the shop. You're not really in the present moment. You're not really concentrating on what is going on now and really kind of getting into your heart to experience everything, because your mind is just chattering away all the time to you. So I know in my heart I need to meditate more. And I need to go within myself and really be more conscious, no matter what I'm doing, to just be more conscious. So I'm going to walk to the shops, but I'm not just going to walk to the shops, because I could walk to the shops and be thinking about this and thinking about that and worrying and stressing and this and that and going into the future and worrying about shit that hasn't happened and probably won't happen. I'm going to walk to the shops and I'm going to be in the present moment. So I'm going to be super aware of things like the sunshine, because it's a lovely day. There's a beautiful breeze. It's not too hot. It's really nice. Just super aware of that. Super aware of like the plants that I'm walking past, the fields, the smells, everything. So I'm really not thinking about these other things that are on my mind, and that in itself creates a sort of meditative state where you're more at peace, you're calmer, you're just more serene. Your energy is not all over the place. It's not constantly fluctuating in and out of fear and that, because that in turn is going to make you feel more all over the place and that's not what I want. What I want to do is create this feeling of like on the vibrational scale, love or above. So I want to be at peace. I want to be in harmony. I want to anchor those feelings and everything into myself. And I know that everything is going to be okay, because it always is. It always works out one way or another. I'm not going to worry about how it is going to work out, because if I'm worrying about that, then I'm in fear again. And then that's affecting the way that I feel. And there's no point doing that, because I don't know what is going to happen. I cannot predict the future. I can try, but at the end of the day, I cannot predict the future. So I just have to go with like the feelings that I get, that I need to be in a place of peace within myself, and really focus on that, focus on things that make me happy. So rather than having the worry and the fear about the bar, kind of think, okay, well, you know, it'll probably do really well and it'll be really good experience and I'll get to meet loads of new people, and, you know, I'm my own boss and it's a nice place and it's a good place to be, and, you know, we're in a really good place. Or I can think, it could all go horribly wrong, but what's the worst that could happen? We're not going to let it get to any stage that's going to like affect our lives massively. So it's just, you know, going with the flow and seeing how things unfold, rather than telling myself it's going to be this way or that way. Because if I'm telling myself that I'm thinking and I'm not fully conscious and I'm in those like subconscious back of the mind thoughts. I'm in that kind of reality, and that's not what I want to be creating. That's not what I want to be manifesting. I want to be manifesting great things for myself, but I mean, obviously all this is a learning process. So like, I just keep telling myself the universe loves me, everything's happening for the highest possible good, great things are going to happen. And usually something will turn up and I'll get signs from the universe, and I'll see like the repeating numbers or the love hearts will start showing up again. So I know that like I'm on the right track, I'm creating the right vibration within myself to attract better situations to me, rather than going around in circles and creating and attracting the same old shit. I'm attracting and creating new things because I am more conscious than I have ever been. So I'm more in the present moment, even though the worries and the fears are still present. They're not dictating to me who I am, how I react. They're rather there so I can see myself more fully and how I react and how I've reacted in the past, and so I don't keep creating the same problems for myself. So yeah, that's just briefly like how to kind of gauge how conscious and how aware you are of your own thoughts, and how those thoughts are making you feel. Are they making you feel good? Are they putting you in a place of inner peace? Or are your thoughts making you feel unstable, making you feel all over the place, making you feel bad, causing you to struggle, causing your emotions to be like a roller coaster, because you're thinking this and you're thinking that and you're thinking this and you're thinking that, and you're just thinking all the time, and there's no space, no silence, no peace within those thoughts. There's no peace coming to you. You're not fully engaged in the present moment. Like when you go to hug somebody that you love, how present are you in that hug? How much love do you feel within your heart? Do you hold them for as long as you can? Or do you just give them a quick hug and kind of shoo them on their way? Like I've done so many times with my kids and stuff like that. I mean, I'm lucky that they still want to hug me and that I can still hold them, and that I have this time to kind of spend with them and, kind of help them through their thoughts and how they're thinking, so they don't get sucked into the same kind of negative patterns and stuff like that that I have been. So they don't suffer from the same mental issues, mental illness, anxiety, stress, all these like mental disorders. Is like your thoughts, your state of mind is in disorder. It is not going with the flow of things, is fighting against things, and it's creating these feelings within you that are not making you feel good, that are making you feel really bad, and you're not at peace within yourself. You're worried all the time. You're worried about this happening, you're worried about that happening. You just worry, which creates this disorder within you. If you're in a place of calm and you're in a place of inner peace and inner knowing that everything is going to be fine, that everything is just kind of working its way out at the moment, that things are happening, that we're going and we're moving through this like very strange reality, through the Great Awakening, that we're going through this at the moment so we can get to a place of being in more bliss and more joy. This is what like the guides and everything are trying to kind of teach us, or what they're trying to teach me anyway. I don't know what other people's guides are kind of working with them doing, but my guides are teaching me how to not be controlled by my mind, how to have control over my mind, so I have more peace, more joy, more bliss, more happiness, so I'm not in those lower vibrations, so I'm not feeling like shit, so I'm not constantly reacting to my thoughts, and that they're just creating calm in my mind. Peace and calm is where we're heading. That's what we're manifesting as a collective at the moment, because everyone is calling out for this. Everyone wants this. This is what we want for our lives. This is what we want. This is where we're going. This is how it works. You know, we're all just kind of like, oh my God, I want some peace. I want this world to be better. We can do better than this. We can do better. Everything can be better than the way it is. And that's what we're kind of, with this shift in consciousness, so people like me becoming more consciously aware, so I can then talk to other people about where their consciousness is at and how consciously aware they are of their thoughts and feelings and how they are making them feel. If they are making them feel good or if they are making them feel bad. Are your thoughts and your feelings about your thoughts making you feel good, or are they making you feel bad? Just really take a moment to kind of look at what you're thinking and see how it's making you feel. See the emotions and everything that it's creating. It's like when I had a go at this photographer bloke for not giving me a job. I mean, I was like desperate at the time. Really not in a good place. My relationship was breaking down. It was just fucking awful. I was like just all over the place, really, really bad place. And I reacted. And that had consequences. My reaction had consequences for me. And I knew that reaction was like not me and who I wanted to be. I didn't want to be the person that goes and like has a go at somebody over something. That's not me as a person. I want to be at peace. That's me as a person. That's what I'm about. I want to be at peace. And that. So I know that was just a reaction to the situation. It was a bad reaction. And now I know not to react like that again, because if I react like that again, I'm just going to be going round in circles and things are going to be getting worse and worse. If I choose not to react like that, if I choose not to react to my visions and just kind of see them through without kind of really reacting to them, then it's a lot easier for me. And I feel less crazy. I'm not acting crazy because I'm seeing them for what they are. I'm more conscious of them. It's like being on a trip, like through drugs or something like that, through psychedelics, like having a psychedelic trip where you're seeing one thing in your mind and then you're reacting to it externally, which I shouldn't be doing. I should just be seeing it in my mind and kind of going, right, okay, well look, more of my visions are coming true, which means that we are heading in a certain direction, which is a good thing, which should ease my mind. Okay, and I'm aware of a lot of people who are, through no fault of their own, only because nobody has kind of explained to them that they're having these subconscious thoughts in the back of their mind and that they're making them feel a certain way. That's like the main reason that I'm making this video, is to kind of help other people, because I can't be there in person to help them, and I know they're going through a hard time, but it's like really seeing how your thoughts are creating your external reality, how they're creating mental disorder within you. Your own thoughts are causing that. Your own stresses, your own anxieties and worries and fears and everything are creating this within you. It is not who you are as a person. You are not a label. Nobody is ever any label. You are just going through this to gain more understanding of how your thoughts are creating your reality. And you will see that your children and the other people will be doing the exact same thing. Their thoughts will be creating their reality. And how conscious or unconscious they are. Like with Frankie, how she felt really shit about herself. And I said, does that make you feel good? Does that make you feel good? No, you feel shit. You feel so bad. Why would you think that? Because she's programmed. That's how she's programmed to think and feel about herself. So then it takes me to kind of step in and say, no, this is not what you want for your life. I do not want to see you ending up with all these different disorders that you could end up with this mental illness, with this, like, you know, self-loathing, with this, with that, with so many issues. That is not how I want to see you end up. You know, I want to see you happy and healthy and living your best life. And that's what I want for people, is to see them kind of taking stock of their thoughts and really seeing how their thoughts are kind of creating their reality externally. So their internal workings and that, like how in the present moment are they, or how deep in these thoughts are they, like how really deep in these thoughts they are. I think it's very important for our own peace of mind. So having peace inside, peace of mind is so important. It's so important for our mental health. So hopefully, like, somebody watching this will just kind of become more consciously aware of their thoughts and just become more aware of how they're making them feel and how they're kind of creating their external reality, like making them neurotic, making them like this, making them like that, like making them live in fear. And hopefully they can just kind of bring themselves back into the present moment, see the thoughts for what they are, and kind of say, look, nothing is happening. There is nothing happening now. Look, what's happening now to me? Nothing. I'm making a video. I'm talking. That is all that is going on. Nothing else is happening. Those thoughts are not going anywhere. They're not doing anything apart from making me feel bad. So I need to stop those thoughts so I can feel better, so I can get back into my place of inner peace, so I can be more in the present moment, so I'm not worried, so I'm not concerned, so I'm not creating this crazy person. So I'm calm and I'm going with the flow of things, because I know in my heart that everything is going to be okay. And that's what I'm creating, that person, rather than the other one who is, oh my God, world's ending, fucking hell, react. No, that's not who I want to be. I want to be at peace. I want to be more peaceful. I know that there's something going on a larger scale because I've been watching it happen for years. And I trust my visions. So I know that wherever we're going is into a better place. It may be chaos to get there, but I know where we're going is a better place. Okay, so that's all. I love you all, and hopefully that can help kind of restore some peace to somebody if they come across this video and watch it. Okay, bye.